Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, happy New Moon Wednesday, happy October 6th. I feel like we're running a little bit behind this morning. I don't know why. I think my husband was a little bit later to leave, and I don't usually do live videos when he's here because he's like, I'm not walking in the video. So I'm like, you need to get up and get out then. Let's go. So good morning, good morning. Good morning, Molly. Good morning, Kim. Good morning. And y'all, I'm telling you, like he was like taking his own sweet time. And I was telling him, I'm like, I need to make my Energize and connect with my friends. And I need you to leave so I can make my Energize. I need some Energize. So he was just kind of dawdling around. I'm like, no. Finally he left. I'm like, get out. So, or you're going to be on IG Live. So he's like, oh no, I'm out. I'm like, all right, let's go. So time to make the Energize. I've got some tips for you today on how to, what I'm calling own your October. I think I'm going to start a hashtag, own your October. Also, how many of you are doing the Move Your Bones challenge? I forgot to post my graphic on social. I actually, hold on, let me get it. I'll show you. I put it on my refrigerator. And I've been crossing off my days. So today will be day 6 of 10 push-ups every day. That was my commitment in October, was 10 push-ups every day. And I know Molly's doing it too. So I just crossed it off, but I forgot to put it on social last night. I've just been hanging it on my fridge and crossing it off up there. And also working to continue my commitment of daily walks as well, because those are such powerful moments to fill my head with personal development. And I'm listening to this book, High Five Habits, as she's really been, Mel Robbins has also been working the podcast circuits as well, because she's got a new book out. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts with her too, in addition to listening to her book. But the walks with the personal development are game changers for me. They're game changers for me physically and also mentally. I cannot stress enough how important the daily walks are in filling your head with personal development. They're absolute game changers. So that's one way you can own your October. And if you are doing the Move Your Bones challenge, to do a better job than I am about posting it on your story. Molly, have you been posting it on your story, your tracker on your story? I'll post it today after I do my push-ups this morning after my workout. I'll post my tracker on my story. Okay, I have some tips for you today on how to own your October. Let's use that hashtag. It's good, Molly. I think it's really, really good. I don't know if you read her other one, 5-second rule. You don't have to. She references it, but you don't have to read it. It's really, really good because it's really about self-love and self-acceptance. There's so much more than, let me just give myself a high five in the mirror. There's a lot more going on with it. And it really is about self-love and self-acceptance, which is the basis of everything in our life. Because I'm in the health and wellness space, I often think of that first. And you want to lose weight, get healthier, whatever that might be in your health and wellness journey. There's some self-acceptance that has to come to make that journey stick, right? Like you have to accept where you are now so that you can determine where you want to go. If you want to be a better parent, you have to have some acceptance of where you are as a parent now to then shift where you want to go, whatever it might be. And so really the basis of everything, all change, all habits, everything is this self-acceptance and self-love and believing you are worthy to make the change. Believing you are worthy to make the change and capable. And sometimes you actually, probably most of the time, you really teach yourself that you are capable of the shifts and the changes and the evolution that you want by doing the thing. And this little simple habit of this high five every morning in the mirror is sort of a validation of you are worthy, you are loved, And then when you start your day from that space and then move into your morning routine with your habits, really, what can you not do, right? Because you've set yourself up with such incredible habits. Okay, please, I have been waiting to drink this, so hold, please. That should be part of our Instagram lives every morning. It's a little bit of a Energize dance. Okay, I'm gonna shift you over here a little bit. Also, can you see? I've got some Epcot playing in the background. Okay, so here are some ways that you could own your October. Here's what I feel like just taking the pulse of myself, of the coaches on my coaching team, of the women, some of my female clients, of being at an event last weekend and taking the pulse of the leaders who were at that event. You know, September was a really interesting, fascinating month. For me personally, September is a month of a lot of grief and hardness, for lack of a better word. And it is also a month of a lot of shifts and changes and learning. So it was just a really interesting, fascinating month, and you got to kind of let it all bubble up and sort it out. You have to be unafraid to look at some of the stuff that's shifting and changing and transitioning and not push it down. You have to let it kind of come up and embrace it and look at it. And then that leads us into October, and clearly it's not random that today is the first day of a new moon, and there's a lot of new moon energy to that, and we're shifting into a season of looking at some of those limiting beliefs and those places that hold us back. I did a lot of journaling on that this morning and just really drawing inward a little bit. And I read something really great this morning in my journal, some journaling prep stuff that I was doing about this new moon energy. And the author said, isn't it so lovely that nature shows us how easy it is to shed the old and grow the new? I mean, if you take a walk, and we walk every day, leaves are constantly falling, leaves are on the ground. Isn't it beautiful that nature shows us how easy it is to shed the old and grow the new? And that's what's happening in this season of renewal and kind of going inward and doing. I know, Molly, isn't that amazing? I mean, of course, nature. I mean, of course, I thought that was so beautiful, how easy it is to shed the old and grow the new. Like, really take that in and take that into your October. We all have pieces and habits and relationships and beliefs and just crap in our life we need to shed. And nature is showing us how easy it is to shed it and how easy it is to grow something new. And the longer we hold on to the crap that doesn't serve us, the longer we stay in the place we usually don't want to be. And I think for a lot of people that was September. So now we're moving into October, and I've got some tips for you on how to own your October. First, I really do suggest that you take some time today, this new moon energy today. And this is a new moon energy of a lot of recharge and recalibration. And you got to do the work, you've got to do the work. That's why I love walking so much, because I feel like I have a personal development. But you have to do the work. You have to be willing to look at the stuff that is holding you back and do the work to get rid of it. If you don't, you stay stuck. So you have to be willing to do the work. And this is a really beautiful season to do it in. It's so good. I don't understand anyone who's not drinking this right now. It's so good. It's so good. And as we move into October, I was thinking on Monday, this idea of owning your October. First of all, I think it's a fabulous hashtag. We should own our October. And then I'm always thinking about, what am I doing to sort of tweak my schedule, tweak my routine, tweak my habits, tweak my mindset to keep me fired up and excited, because I really am fired up and excited every morning that I get up. Hi, Brian, Douglas, James. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Brian Douglas James is like prepping himself right now to do a soul cycle ride with me, like in 4 weeks. Like he's getting himself ready right now because he's never done a soul cycle ride, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in the city in like 4 weeks. You better be ready. He's like, I don't know, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do class. You and me, Brian, soul cycle, we got it. And it's going to be so much fun. You're going to love every single minute. You're going to love it. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so own your October. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. Number 1, you have to own your vibe. So to own your month, to own your October, you got to own your vibe, which means you got to look at where you were and you got to decide where you want to go and how you want to be. You got to own your vibe. Number 1, own your vibe. Okay, what does that mean? Look at your habits. Are they serving you? A way that I own my vibe is music. You can see Epcot in the background. I am so attached to and need music in my life. I think people underestimate the power of music. If you are feeling, I just told my husband this weekend when he was like moping around after our game, and I'm like, dude, you need to listen to some Disney fireworks music. Like, what's your deal? Like, let's go. You've got to own your vibe. You have to take charge of how you feel, which doesn't mean dismissing it or pushing it down, but it means taking charge of it. And it's okay to not be okay. It's not okay to stay there. So you have to own your vibe. You have to look at your habits. You have to, one of the ways that I own my vibe is my music. I'm very deliberate with my music. I'm very deliberate with who I follow and what I see on my social media. And I just saw a really good friend of mine, longtime friend, Dave Ward, post about this yesterday. He's like, it's so interesting. People talk about, they see all this stuff on their social media feeds. He goes, I don't see any of that. And that's on purpose. That's on purpose. My social media feed, I'm sure you can guess what it's filled with. It's filled with my Disney people that I follow and my fitness people that I follow and my positive people that I follow and my people who look and think differently in some ways that are smart about it than I am, smarter than I am, and think differently than I am and look differently than me. They're on my feed too because I want to know those perspectives as well. And a lot of Disney people and a lot of fitness people. I don't see a lot of negativity on my feed, and that is on purpose. Don't come at me with social media as negative if you're not curating your feed, period. So, own your vibe. Habits, music, purposeful social media feed. And by habits, I'm going to talk about that too with regard to your morning routine. So here's what I noticed about my morning routine. For a long time, I got up at 4 a.m. And then I started getting up at 5 a.m. And then I would get up at 4:30 a.m. And what I'm doing is simply shifting with the seasons and shifting with what I need right now. That's all I'm doing. So right now, this season of my life, 5 doesn't feel like it's working for me, and it's definitely because I'm not getting really good sleep at night. So right now, I'm shifting my routine to get up at 5:30. And I'm going to do that for a little bit, and I'm going to feel how that feels. It's just a tweak. It's just a tweak in my routine. So my habits include my morning routine. I'm going to tweak it. Music, get deliberate about it. Social media feed, get deliberate about it. I walk a lot. On a really good day, I'll walk 8 or more miles. Different times. On a normal-ish day, average day, I walk about 5. And the entire time I'm putting personal development in my head. So not only am I outside and moving my body, I am filling my head with stuff that makes me think and feel better. So if you can get that in your day somewhere, there's such science behind the power of walking, but fill your head with your personal growth stuff while you are doing it. And then creation. Like, what are you creating that gives you energy? That is something that gives me energy. So when you are thinking about owning your October, number one, owning your vibe. The pieces of owning your vibe are, what are your habits? Do you need to tweak any of them? For me, I'm tweaking the time that I'm getting up in the morning and just feeling how that feels. Just feeling how it feels. Your body's your best experiment. I'm just going to feel how it feels. Does 5:30 work for me? I don't know. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see. I feel like I'm going to need to push it back a little bit to maybe 5:15. I'm going to try it. Cool. Number one. 2, what music are you listening to? What music are you listening to? 3, is your social media feed purposeful? 4, walking and personal development. Move your body, fill your head with good stuff. Walking and personal development. And 5, what are you creating? Now listen, we don't all have to be Walt Disney and like creating this incredible, amazing, place, but we can all be creating something. What would you need in your life to function at a higher level? Could you create something like that? Do you need, it's so interesting. I was just writing this in my journal this morning about how much I've been talking about how I really want to align with high vibe humans. So I actively sought that out. And while I didn't create the space of this mastermind that I'm in, I created in my mind what I wanted, and then I sought it out. So you've got to be creating something that you might want in your life. I think that gives you so much energy. I think it gives you so much energy. Amanda, I'm going to need to know what your Energize playlist is. We're going to need to know what that is. You're going to need to share that with us. Also, friends, I'm on Amanda's podcast. Well, we're recording the episode today. Amanda has a podcast, Disney Travel for All. I'm on her podcast today. Amanda, do you know when that episode's going to release? Let us know. Also, Brad Bizjack, I see you. Good morning. Before I go on to number 2, how many of you have joined Brad Bizjack's 10-day free success accelerator group? And if you have not, why? What are you doing? A 10-day free group to help accelerate your success? Come on. Links in my bio. October 18th is when it's going to release, Disney Travel for All. Okay, that is something to mark on your calendar. Amanda and I are recording that today, and we're talking about how to stay on track with your health and fitness when you travel. Because we're starting to travel again, right? We're starting to travel again. And if we can combine how to stay on track with your health and fitness while we're talking about Disney at the same time, I'm in my happy place. Okay. Number 2, own your October. Tweak your routine. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of habits and routine. Tweak your routine. Be willing to change the time you get up. Could be earlier, could be later, could be what you do, could be whatever. So here's a little tweak that I did this morning. A lot of times I play my music over my Sonos throughout the house. It's super dark and rainy here this morning, so I just wanted something a little more light and bright. I usually don't turn the TV on at all during the day, but I turned it on this morning. It was just a tweak in my routine. So rather than playing music all through the house, I'm just playing it on YouTube on my TV just for a tweak. And I like to turn around there and see Spaceship Earth. So it's just a little tweak. I did some deeper journaling today. That's a little tweak. Anything that you can do to tweak your routine a little bit that makes you excited again, do that. Try it. You and your body are your best experiment. You and your body are your best experiment. You don't know if something works until you try it. So you got to try it and you got to play with it and feel it. And if it gives you, juice and energy, then stay with it. If it doesn't, then tweak it again. No one's locked into one thing. Okay, so that's number 2. Oh, Amanda, please, I have. Also, they were on YouTube before they were on Disney Plus. They were on the Disney Parks blog 2 years ago, I think. And then they brought them over to Disney Plus. They're amazing. They're amazing. And then there's some new ones now out too. There's some, I haven't listened to them, but there's like some Star Wars ones out now too on Disney Plus. There's some Star Wars, like ambient music on Disney Plus too. Okay, and then last, to own your October, number 3, community is everything. Community is everything. I cannot stress enough how much more and more convicted I get about the power of community and the power of who is in your ear, in your head, in your space. The power of who you let in your ear, who you let in your head and your heart, who's in your psychic and your physical space. The power of your community is, it just cannot be overstated. It cannot be overstated, because your community will in part determine your life. And if you feel like you are stuck, if you feel like you're on a plateau, if you feel like you're always negative, if you feel like you're dragging, you have to look at your community. And then you have to look at what you bring to your community, right? Because it's a very reciprocal. You're looking for a community that's going to fire you up and help you stay on track and inspire you and motivate you and all the things, that light you up. And you also are responsible for the energy that you bring to that community. You can't step into a high vibe community with your low vibes. You've got to level up to be in it. I'm in several groups that, I'll tell you what, we use those groups. Yes, they're amazing groups for communication and venting and talking and having conversations. Yes, but I'll tell you what, I don't bring my low vibes to that group. And I don't bring my small dreams and my small goals to that group, because they right away would tell me that I'm playing small. And I'm telling you the same thing. Your community is that important. If your community does not tell you that you're playing small, you need a different community. And don't you be bringing your low vibes to a high vibe community. You are responsible for the energy that you bring into this world. So seek out people who are high vibe, who will challenge you, who will push you to dream bigger, push you to set bigger goals. And then you've got to level up your vibe too, because you can't bring your low vibe into a high vibe community. Community is everything. Proximity is power. And who you are around, who you let in your ear, who you let in your head and your heart, who you let in your psychic and physical environment, it's so important. And I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm just going to be on, let's just be completely transparent. There will be people in your family that you need to not let in your environment. Period. I said it. And don't go, oh, that's easy for you to say. I have to do it too. There are people in my family where there is a hard line that they don't get to have time in my life, because their vibe, their energy, their aspirations, their ambition, everything about them is so low that I just don't want them in my life. And you just have to say no. That's called a boundary. And you have to say no. Because I'm so protective of the energy that I'm bringing into my life, because my goals and dreams are so big. The vision that I have for my life is so big. I'll have time for someone whose goals and dreams aren't big. You know what I mean? And if that means exactly, sorry, not sorry. And if that means that person whose vibe is low is my family, sorry, not sorry. You don't get into my head and my heart. You just don't. Because I get one shot at this life, just like you do. I get one shot. This is it. This is not a tech or a dress rehearsal. This is it. And so I just don't have time to play small, and neither do you. So we have a fresh month ahead of us. We've got new moon energy. You've got an opportunity to do some journaling, some thinking, reminding yourself about nature and how nature is showing us how easy it is to shed the old and grow the new. We're seeing it every day. Take all of that, this new moon energy, this new month, own your October, own your vibe, tweak your routine, and be so intentional about your community. Be so intentional about your community. You know, if you don't have a community that you need, you know, the right one in your life, you know that I got you. I can connect you with all kinds of communities. I want you to get into Brad Bizjack's 10-Day Success Accelerator. I mean, the name of it, Success Accelerator. Like, dude, come on. Of course you want to be in that. Of course you want to be in that. I've got all kinds of, did you guys see my new Project 100 necklace? I was showing this last night. These are my necklaces, and then I'm going to go because I got to go work out. I get a lot of questions on these, so I'll just tell you. This is my Disney necklace. These are like the 3 things that are my most important. Here's my Disney necklace. This is for my team, Sparta Nation, because they are my heart, and the arrow means we're always moving forward. And then Project 100, because I got big plans and big dreams for Project 100. I believe this is another way that I can help women amplify their goals and their dreams and their vision for their life. So these are like the 3, these are my 3 most important things. And you're like, well, where's your family? Dude, I don't need to wear a necklace to show that my family is my priority. Come on now. These are just my other little pieces of my life. So anyway, let's make it a great month. Own your October. Gave you some tips. I believe in you. I believe that you can do great things. I believe you've only just scratched the surface of your potential. I believe you already know you've only just scratched the surface of your potential. And I believe that if 2020 taught us anything, is that we don't have time to play small. We just don't. So go make your Energize. Go move your body. Tag me on social if you do the Move Your Bones challenge for doing this. After I do my push-ups today, I'll put my tracker on social. And tag me on social if you get the High Vibe Habit book. My Project 100 Nation group, we're going to do a little bookie club with it, I think, too. And if you're in Project 100 Nation, remember, we have Wicked Workout Wednesday a little bit later. We have Wicked Workout Wednesday. I'm doing a live workout with Project 100 Nation, so I'm very excited about that. I don't do very many live workouts anymore, so it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay, let's make it a great day, shall we? All right, we shall. Happy Wednesday.